Well, that's small. Look, I'm recording. Hi. Open up. Open up my LinkedIn account because I'm going to need. All right. Ding dong. Hello. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Are you Deb?
I am Deb.
I'm Catherine. Nice to meet
I have
you.
a guess. How's it going?
Wonderful. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I started early to make sure it was open and people could come in when they wanted to. So
that's awesome because I was like, I better make sure this works. My son just finished his piano lesson. I was ushering the piano teacher out the door. I'm like, okay.
I see it back there. I see a piano back there.
Yeah,
very
exactly.
nice.
Sorry about the living room aspect of my.
I'm in my generic little office with my plain blue walls.
That works. I don't do a lot of video calls, so like I forget that like it's my living room behind me.
Well, what I imagine you're gonna do is, are you familiar with Zoom at all? Like,
I mean, I've participated as a just a participant. I've never been a presenter with Zoom.
Sure. All right. So let's see. What can I show you here? So the little green file folder that says share at the bottom of your screen.
Yep.
Okay. When you click on that, you can share your screen.
Oh, okay.
So when you take us through things, so I can show my screen, I can show you what I see.
Right.
So now you see what this is.
I see. Okay. So let me hit share and see.
Okay.
I'm not sharing. Well,
okay. Sharing, and the stop share button is at the very top. When you start sharing.
I hit share. Did it do anything?
Because I was sharing, you might not. I clicked
okay.
out. So try again.
Actually, before I guess I'll show you. I gotta open up.
There you go.
Open up LinkedIn while we're here.
So then everybody participating will be on the right-hand side. You can still see us if you needed to.
Gotcha.
But we'll see what you're doing, and maybe we'll be flipping on our screens and doing the same thing.
All right, cool.
I don't really know how well this is going to work, but we're going to give it
Well, you know what? Let's give it a try. All right, let me minimize some of this other stuff so that nobody has to see my texts. Can I do just a window share, or is it a whole screen share?
I'm not sure. I've always done just a whole screen.
All right, I'll just stick with the whole screen. I'll just make it a big screen so that nobody needs to see. There we go.
Your desktop and
a boring, messy. Then it like gives away my secrets of my messy desktop. I'm not the tidiest of people.
Okay. No judgment. No judgment.
That's good. All right.
When you want to stop sharing, you see that little red button at the top that says stop share. So if you want to just come back and engage again, you can go back and forth.
That's perfect. And then, all right. So if we get, sometimes I get some feedback on my sorry, I just got an Amber Alert on my phone. So
I did too. I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
I
was like, what is that? Yeah, there's an Amber Alert. Don't worry about it, Nick. It's okay. All right, let's see here. So this will be great, actually. So you can see my screen?
Yep, I can see your home screen. Basically, is what I'm looking at.
So you can see my LinkedIn.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I need you to do, because what I'll do is I'll kind of go through and like walk through posting.
Yes.
Stuff perfect. Like that. Awesome.
This is going to be perfect then, because this is exactly what we need. We need to see what our options are for, creating and fine tuning our LinkedIn, how, when we share something, where it goes, how we can do that better. I don't know much about LinkedIn. I think so far what we've done, we've taken your suggestions and we've all kind of opened a LinkedIn page if we didn't have one before, or we've started sharing articles amongst each other, MCRA's LinkedIn page, and gone back and forth. I don't know how effective that is or what we could be doing better.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a really great start. In fact, I want to pull up the MCRA page so that you guys can, where is it? Why is it not?
It might be the mass recorders.
There we go. All right.
Like we should have that as, with the parentheses MCRA, so it's easier to find or something.
Right. Exactly. Well, the email distribution we just sent out has all the links that go directly to this page too. So that should make it easy for people to, find it initially.
Yeah.
And then they'll be able to, get back to it they can
Yeah,
work.
and we have that button now up on our
Yes, on the website.
which is looking spectacular. By I'm really happy with the way that's coming along.
That's great. Yeah, the next step with that, which I actually have to get back to Karen tomorrow, the next step on that is going to be content related.
Yes.
So, because some of the content I think is out of order, but we're not really exactly sure
Yeah.
the best order. You know, there's some stuff that we just don't know about the industry that,
Yeah.
you know, so I'm going to connect with her again and we'll figure out what our next recommendations are. For
I've never met her, never talked with her. I hope she's easy for you to work with.
Yeah, she's been fine. I mean, I've only talked to her on the phone once, but we've emailed back and forth a couple of times. I mean, she's definitely opinionated, but that's okay. I can deal with opinionated. I work with lawyers every single day.
But she's responsive. She's listening.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's fine. She's fine. I've definitely dealt with far crankier people.
All right. Well, I see on my right hand of the screen, we have Marianne Warham, who's on. Well, I don't see her picture. Janet Wynn just joined. And of course, Jill Shepard, you're familiar with. I'm sorry, Jill
Preface.
Shepard yesterday. Jill Carrasco.
Can you see
Hi,
me?
Janet. Hi, Jill.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can.
Can you see me?
I can
Yep,
see
can
now.
see you. You look beautiful.
It's funny because, I guess it's the setting I have. There we go. Now I can see everybody.
Yeah.
How did you fix that? I can't see everybody.
So if you hover over the photo, do you see any photos at all?
Of you.
Yeah, so if you hover over my photo, go
Yeah.
up to the very top and you're going to see this little grid. Hit the
Yeah.
grid, and that'll show everybody as they join.
Look at Deb. Now you're a Zoom expert. Boom, just like that.
Oh
I'm
my
pretty
God.
good that way.
No. All right, so I can, all right, yeah, but they switch. I don't see all of you at
You
once.
did not come at once?
Yeah.
Oh, I see all five. So I have,
Yeah.
And then do we see Mass Court reporters below? Like, are we?
Can you see my LinkedIn screen? Can you see the Mass Court Reporters LinkedIn?
I can, and I see everybody up top.
Okay. All right, good.
okay.
Is that what I'm supposed to?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's,
I see everybody on the side. So it just,
yeah, I see them on the side too, but it all depends where you lay it
Okay.
on your screen. So don't sweat it.
and the more people that come in, I'm not sure how they're going to be staggered on the screen.
Yeah, and if it's too much, you know, you can always just minimize them. You don't have to actually see everybody.
But
The
I
important
want
part
to
is
see everybody. I never get to see anybody.
That's true. It is fun to see everybody.
It is. Hi,
Yeah.
Janet. How are you?
Hi, good. Sick. Good.
Oh,
you
no.
look, I'm glad you're on the screen and not in my living room.
I know.
Did she say she's sick?
Yes.
Ugh,
Aw.
join the club. What do you
Uh,
have?
Yeah, you sound sick too, Jill.
So,
Yeah,
Oh,
Jill,
my
you got a
God.
sexy cold voice going
Yeah,
on.
that's
Yeah.
pretty sexy.
I thought I was gonna pass out in court today.
Oh no.
Honest, we're gonna go another hour. And I look
Oh
at
my
the judge and he goes, "You don't want it, do you?"
Oh.
To me, and I go, "I don't feel good."
Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
like
gonna
a big
look it
cup of tea and a blanket.
I know,
I've been sick a few weeks. I finally went to the doctor today.
Really?
Oh my
Wow.
God.
What did he give you?
Penicillin.
Oh, wow. Oh my
Janet,
goodness.
don't muck around. Go right to the doctor if you
That's
don't
right.
know.
That's
Is
right.
that true? Janet, you were sick for a long time and then
Yeah,
you just,
with a cough and congestion for it's
Oh,
going on 3 weeks, and just
wow.
I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, there's only so much of that you can take.
I know,
Ugh.
especially doing what we do for work. It's so
Yeah.
hard.
Yes.
It's not like you can go lay down and take a nap in the middle of it.
no.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, well, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Oh my God.
Yeah, maybe you should.
How long have you had it for?
It's like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, you too?
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
you
God.
go, my head spins. It's spinning now.
Oh, so you probably have a sinus infection.
That's
think
what
that
I
is-
had. That's why they gave me penicillin. I do too.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So you went in and you said, I have a sinus infection.
Well, she said, "What color's your mucus?"
That's always helpful.
Talking to a bunch of moms. We asked that too.
Exactly, right? Like, that's just the way it goes.
You're right. What color was yours? It's like yellow, right?
Yellow. Turn
Yeah,
it.
you need to go to the doctor. That's not good.
The green is the worst.
That's the worst. That's
Is it
the
true?
truth.
Yeah.
Oh
We are
my
all very good veteran moms.
God.
Oh my
All right,
God.
so
Oh,
Deb is
all
sharing
right.
her screen right now, but you guys can go, each of the participants here can go to their own windows and pull up their own LinkedIn, so you can switch
Right.
back and forth if you want to. Like if she shows you something, you want to go to your own page, you can.
Yeah, because sometimes it's good to have your own available just so you see it real life, so it looks like your screen.
Yes.
And you can always pop me a note afterwards and say, hey, I can't remember how you told me how to do this.
How do you go to your own screen?
So you should be able to do a split screen, right? I don't know how to do that.
If you hit your little Windows button on your
Just shrink it.
then
Where
you're
do you go to LinkedIn?
well,
Yes.
yeah, you can go to your pinned, you can go to the open folders.
Oh,
So the little the Windows button between your control function, Windows Alt on the bottom left-hand corner of your keyboard. You
Oh,
click
I
the
can
Windows
see it.
button and then you can pop in and
Oh,
out of.
really? I never knew that.
Thanks, Steve. Where everybody's learning something new
I was
today.
gonna say, aren't you just a little genius?
Windows.
I work on a Mac, so I couldn't tell you that stuff. But
Oh.
LinkedIn is
All at
all
the
the
same
same,
time?
whether you're on a
No. The bottom left-hand corner usually has your a little button with 4 windows on it.
Yeah.
Windows symbol. Just press that one time, and you'll see your taskbar come up at the bottom. Now you can open up your Internet Explorer, your Chrome, whatever you
Oh.
use, and then you can just as regular, and then switch back into this Zoom meeting tab
Okay.
when you need to, so you can go back and forth.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, so go and log into your LinkedIn so that you can see here. I'll go to mine so you can see what it's going to look like. So when you log in, it'll look something like this. Your picture will be up here, and then your stream will be in the middle.
Yes.
So are we expecting more people, or?
Yeah, I mean, there's technically 12 or 13 people on the
Oh,
board. I know sure that there was a few that could not make it,
sure.
but here we are at 7 o'clock yet.
Yeah, it's 5 after, but that's all right.
All right, so why don't you get going? People will chime
Oh,
in,
okay.
all right? And then we can get questions and stuff if we need it, but we'd rather just listen to you and your.
Yeah, no problem. And we should definitely, if you have questions, don't hesitate, to interrupt and we'll cover it. All right. So I'm going to give you just the very top layer, of the basic usage for LinkedIn so that you guys know how to like something, how to comment, how to share, and how to post. We'll start with that. And then what I'll do is I'll show you the Mass Court Reporters page, and I'll show you how to do it from there specifically, so that because it's a really pretty straightforward thing, but it's something you got to get used to because people freak out. They get really nervous because it's technology, it's public, like, eek, people get nervous. So don't worry. We're going to walk you through it. All right. So I'm assuming you guys all have profiles, so you don't need me to go through how to set up a profile or anything, right?
I don't know if anybody has questions. I know everybody's done it, but I don't know if anybody has questions. I have been fine tuning mine.
Good.
Other people have started theirs, and I've been like, oh, I didn't even know there was a way to put certifications in. And then I figured out how to do it by seeing it on somebody else's page.
And that's exactly what I was going to recommend. I was going to say, feel free. I mean, mine will be a little different because I do a little different kind of work than you guys, but it's at least you can look at it. You can always check out my profile as a tool, but check out each other's, and it's a good thing to have. Fill in as much as you can, right? Essentially, you don't have to have every little section filled in, but do as much as you can with it. So, all right. So this is where you see your profile. Can you guys see my little pointer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. This section is known as your news feed. And this is, if you scroll down, you'll see that this is all the stuff that people are posting on a regular basis. Okay. Now, there are basically 4 major activities that you can do on LinkedIn that will help you to gain some visibility and some exposure for the court reporters. Convenient, Deb Curran is on our on our top of our page here, and you guys probably know her from O'Brien. So here, this is a post that Deb put out that she actually shared. This is Brian and Levine's original post, and you'll see here's her name. Then this little first here means that I am connected to her. So she and I are linked in directly to each other. So if that's a first, that means we're together. If it's a second, it means that someone I know who I'm a first level connection with and has this person in common with me. So that's just what that little number means. And if there's nothing there, it means I'm not connected to them in any way, shape, or form. All right, so there are the very sort of entry level way to get involved with using LinkedIn is this like feature.
Yeah.
So I hovered over it and you'll see that it pops up, the like, little thumbs up, the celebrate, this means love, this means insightful, and this means, oh, that's a very interesting thing that you post there. So these liking is a very easy, like quick thing that you can do on LinkedIn. And I'll show you when we get to the Mass Court Reporters page, I'll show you where you can go through and just like stuff along the way. A couple of things with liking. Make sure if it's, that you know what you're liking, right? So if there's a link to something, make sure you click on it and make sure that you agree with it. Right? Because you don't want to be clicking on something that you think sounds good just from the title, but then you get into the information and you're like, oh, totally not what I want to say. So just, you don't have to like study everything, but definitely take some time to make sure that you know what you're liking and you're commenting on, because it does reflect on you as an individual. Something to keep in mind. So when, like, say, all right, so I'm going to like this because I know Deb and it's an introduction to court reporting profession. It's, I've looked at this before, so I'm familiar with what this post is. So I'm just going to hit like. Now you see my little face pops up here. It means that I've liked it. Now anyone who's connected to me will see, let me find a sample so I can show you. We'll see. Okay, see this one right here with Diane Bluestein?
Yeah.
She liked this good to be social post, right? So when she likes something, her name gets popped on top of the original post. And so this is really like low level, like no, but I don't think a lot of people actually pay a ton of attention to this, but what it does do is it registers subliminally, right? So people will scroll through, here I am scrolling through my news feed, blah, blah, blah. And I happen to see, oh, Franklin Adams commented on this. Dave McClune liked this one. So.
Hi, sweetheart. There's some Chick-fil-A in there for you. See you in Deer at 7:30.
Like Deb frozen. Deb froze.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
Janet's moving, I'm moving, and Deb is looked into, oh no.
Uh-oh.
What's Lori doing over there? Lori.
I'm hiding.
Hi, Lori.
How cute are you? She's got the hand.
Yeah, Lori, you are beautiful. Show
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
We lost Deb.
Here she
There
is.
she is.
Yeah. What up?
You froze,
Come on in.
went away.
Can you hear me?
Yep, now we can hear you again.
I don't know what the hell
One
just
quick-
happened. My whole computer went dead.
Oh, lovely. It's always the way.
I know, right? I'm like, really? All right, I'm going to share again.
Yep.
All right. Can you see me again?
Yes, we can.
All right, we're back in action. Sorry about that little interruption. All of a
So
sudden,
the last thing we heard was the subliminal messages. We see that somebody commented on something.
exactly. So that's going to go through your screen. So that's a really easy, basic thing that you can do on a regular basis, right? It's just go through and like things, right? It's sort of an entry level. The next level of thing that you can do is comment on something, and that makes it a little more direct connection, right? So if you click, let me find a new. So here's a post from Mark Busney. I haven't done anything with this post, so I decide I'm going to comment on it. So what you're going to do is click comment, and then you can type in, whatever, and then you'd hit this little post button. And what that does, I'm not actually going to comment on it, but what that does is it starts a conversation between Mark and me. So let me see if I can find a sample of, all right, this one has comments. Okay, so this is actually a good example. So in this post that this Gina person did, somebody commented on it. Thank you, Gina, blah, blah, blah. And now she was able, and then this next woman was able to say, yes, I totally agree. And so it allows a conversation to happen. And this is a really nice way to support each other. If Jill posts something and
Oh, no. Oh,
This is bad.
this is bad.
Meeting a Chick-fil-A. I love it. Oh my
I
God.
don't see how her having a Mac though could interrupt or could be the reason why Zoom is kicking her off. We were on for a good, 20 minutes before we started this. She came on about 10 of, and everything was fine until we started talking.
I think we all know how to post too and do that stuff. We
Well,
can move on.
my question for her is going to be, okay, so when I post and share and like things, what are my followers? Oh, hi.
I'm doing it from my laptop now to see if maybe it's my computer. So just give me a
Can't
second.
imagine- I was just saying, I can't imagine it's your Mac that's causing the problems, but you never know.
It's almost like the power is shutting down I think we're having some power fluctuations, and I think that's what's happening. But give me just 1 second. I'm going to set back up on my LinkedIn. Sorry about this, ladies.
So far, what you've explained is very, very Facebook related. The same.
Yes.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Very similar. Right.
We're
Can you guys
familiar
see-
with that part. What we want to know is, what's the best way for us to be implemented? Should we continually be commenting and on everybody else's posts and such?
So yeah, you should. So let's skip ahead then. So are you guys comfortable with sharing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've
And
done
are
a
you
lot of that.
comfortable with starting your own posts?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll cover that in a minute. Let's first go over here then. Okay, I'm going to view it as a member because this is how most people will see it. All right, so one of the best things that you guys can do is, so I'm posting stuff from time to time where, we'll need more content to use to do this, but I've been sort of just finding stuff that's to start raising awareness of court reporting. So for this one, for each one, you'll see each post. If you scroll down through, all of these are the Mass Court Reporters posts that we've done, and you'll see a lot of times I've just shared this was a court reporting thing that I shared that someone else had posted. Here's something from Kathy that I had re-shared, that kind of stuff. So one of the best things that you can do is maybe on a weekly basis, go to this page and go in and see any posts that you hadn't seen before and go through and share them, right? You can like them, but it's not as effective, right? It's much more effective to share it because then it gets bigger and gets in your stream a little more visibly. So, so definitely do that every day. So let me go back to the administrative things. So you get a sense for how many members you have. Okay, so right now in these are your analytics. You guys don't see this because I'm an administrator, but you guys aren't, but this at least will give you an idea as to kind of the traffic that we're getting. So in the last 30 days, you've had 35 new followers, right? So, and actually you can see this big spike on Monday. It's probably from that LinkedIn email that we pushed out to your members. So you've had a nice spike of people, and most of your people that are following you are from the greater Boston area. So it's 49% from the greater Boston area, which is kind of nice. So you have 75 total followers to your page. So if you can get even half of those people to go to your page every week and share, come on, let's go back. Oh, I'm an admin. That's right. So if you can get, a handful of those people to go every single week and share the new news that's on there, that's going to help you spread the visibility. Yes. So what happens then is when I share something, then it automatically shares it with everybody else I'm connected to on LinkedIn. So that'll be not only court reporters, but lawyers, professionals, whoever is in your LinkedIn. So another thing that you can do to help build this visibility is to start inviting people to be in your network. So if you want lawyers to start seeing what you're doing, invite lawyers to join you on LinkedIn. So if however you know them, if it's, professionally, personally, whatever you do you know how to find people? Do you guys know how to find people to link into?
Well, when I sent out the instructions to the board, I don't think this went out to the membership. I can't remember. It was, give them instructions on how to attach their email, like it's search.
Right. Yep.
And then it suggested contacts through your email. And I just clicked on every single attorney that I could.
Yeah, that right?
And a lot of them responded. I mean,
that's great.
A whole bunch of new followers.
That's great.
But I don't know them.
Well,
it doesn't matter.
But the beauty of it is now every time you share a post from the Court Reporter Association, they're going to see it, right? Provided they're on LinkedIn, right? They're obviously, if they don't use LinkedIn all the time, they're not going to see it. But if they're on LinkedIn, they're going to see it and they're going to associate you with that information. So this is where we can really help to build the visibility of what you're doing. Because if you think, I know 75 members is probably unrealistic to think that all 75 are going to comment and share, right? Like if you get 10, I think you're doing really well. But so build your personal networks and build them thinking in this zone, right? Like you want other court reporters, you want other legal professionals. It can be secretarial staff. It can be office administrators for law firms. It can be lawyers. Like it can be this whole spectrum that you can build your LinkedIn network, and then they'll see the stuff that you post. So that's
what's interesting, Deb, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
When I sent out that instruction or that suggestion of have it attached to your email account or your address book in your email, Jill, her office has her own, reporters.com, and she import her address book to it. So it wasn't compatible. So it really just deals with the basics, the Gmail, the Yahoo, the Hotmail, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So Jill's going to have to go through separately and all those and add them separately. That's a pain in the ass. Sorry.
That is kind of a bummer. Well, there's a couple things you do. Well, if you're going to do it separately, just put the name, like type in the name in this little bar and it'll come up. So that's people that you already know. Another thing you can do is if you go to your profile, here, I'll show you on mine. So you go to your profile.
So there's no workaround for that.
Not really. I mean, if you go to my network, it will show, it gives you suggestions of people you might know. So that is kind of a little quicker than going through and searching for each person that you know. But you can scroll down this and see if you can find this person's at a law firm. This person's at a law firm. If they're people you actually know, though, don't just go spamming people and inviting everybody.
Oh, that's what I did. That's what I did.
Hey, Joe. Okay.
I got a lot of them.
You
work at a law firm, I'm friending you.
Oh,
all right, all the power to you. All the power.
you're so
I'm
funny.
cute. They like me. It's fine.
Yeah, if they like you, who cares, right? It's all good. So so this is kind of a quick way that you can go through. And this thing, I mean, this is infinite, right? It'll go, through. And you can hit see all, and it'll pull up all these.
And where was that? Where did you find?
Let me show you how we got there. So I went to my network at the very beginning here, and I just clicked on that. And that's what brought me to this page. And it says people you know in similar roles. And then I hit see all.
Okay.
And then you can just scroll away and just connect. So that's kind of a faster way to do it. But
should we write them a little note?
So this method will not allow you to write a note.
Oh.
That's the bummer. But it will not unless you click into each person. So for instance, let me just click into her. I have no idea who she is. But if I click into her and then hit connect here, it will allow you to add a note that way. But it's more of a onesie twosie kind of thing. It's not as bad as actually searching,
Yeah.
It's kind of
That's painstaking.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
It is. It is. But Jill, your instincts are so right. Adding a note increases your chances that they're going to follow and la la la. But if you want to spend hours doing that, it's up to you.
Jill,
But,
do you want to spend hours doing that?
I'm sure she
No,
does.
but it's wicked addictive when you keep adding people. I'm like,
Oh,
oh, I
it
like
is.
what they look like. She looks like a bitch. I'm not doing that. You know, that kind of thing.
Well,
You
that's
must-
one way. You're very
Listen.
booked by the cover there.
You think the way I do. I know you look at the picture and go, no.
You know, it
No,
is.
I look and
people
see if
are
it says attorney.
Some people are like so glamorous. I'm like,
Oh, well, look at this girl right here, right? She looks
I know.
clean and perfect.
She's got a beautiful headshot. Don't knock her. She's
With
No,
clouds.
she does.
dead.
Well, I don't know. I'm not taking her seriously. All right.
All right. Let's go.
It's okay, Jill. We'll forgive you. You don't have to take her seriously. All right. So the
Can we
other
just
thing
find
that
our
would be
friends?
the other thing that would be super helpful is that if you guys post stuff to your individual, here, let's look at Jill's. Because she's
Sucker.
Jill's a poster.
look at her. So so here we're on Jill's profile, right? So if you scroll down, you're going to see this section called articles and activities. If you go to anybody who has done anything on LinkedIn at any point in time, they're going to have this little section here, and you'll be able to see all their activities. So these are articles that Jill has shared, and these are activities. So let's go under the activities actually. Now you can see everything that Jill's liked. So you can't hide from us now, Jill.
Perfect.
You
I
can
love
see,
this.
mostly liked. You liked a lot of things, which is good. But like now I can go and share this stuff, right? Like, so Jill liked this video. Watch it first to make sure you're okay. And if it fits the need, then go ahead and, hit share, type your little introduction and saying, oh, Lee is wonderful, blah, 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 whatever it is that you want to say. And then just leave it to anyone. That way it'll go out to the whole world of LinkedIn, and then just hit post and it'll go
Okay.
into your stream. So that's like the next thing that you can do. So one is like the like, share, comment, blah, blah, blah. Another one is going to the court reporters page and sharing that stuff directly on a weekly basis. And the other one is visiting each other's LinkedIn pages and sharing stuff that they've already shared.
So visit Catherine's page. Other people's.
No, sorry. You were the poster child, my friend.
You were the poster child, but you can go to Catherine's page. I'm sure I didn't even look at Catherine's page. Let's look at Catherine. All right, where are you? I don't think I'm connected to you, Catherine. What a blasphemy. It's Sweeney, right?
Yeah, that's me. No, that's not me.
Oh, that's not you. I got excited.
She's prettier than I am. Get out.
Oh, stop. We don't want that. None of that. All right, let's see. Where are you? Are
I'm
you
not
one of
up
these
there.
people?
I am not one of those people.
All right, let's see all results. This could be huge. Ready?
There's
All
two
right.
of me. Oh, there I am. The fourth one down.
Oh, yeah. There you are. Ooh, that's a nice picture of you.
I know.
All right, so I'm actually going to connect with you.
Please do.
Hi, Catherine. Oh, God. Oops, I can't type. All right. All right, I'm going to send that along. So you're going to get my invitation. You're going to accept it when you're ready.
I'm gonna do that right now.
And so now I can go and see what you've done, right? And so now I've said, all right, I spent some time on Jill's. Now I'm going to spend some time on Catherine's and just see what people are doing, right? Like, so you liked this one, right? And so I think that's important too. So I'm going to share that one with my network, right? So those are really good ways to sort of support each other, but also because it'll also help you support your own businesses, right? It's going to help you be more visible on a regular basis, and it's also going to help the mass court reporters at the same time. So yeah, so those are good ways to do it. So the big thing with LinkedIn is content, right? Any kind of new content, if there's anything in the news, if you have an accolade for someone, if there's something that you think is really interesting, you definitely want to share it. So the way you're going to do that is you're going to go here to start a post. Sorry, let me just get rid of this thing. It's
Is
bouncing.
that always down there?
Is
No.
what always there?
Oh, okay. It's just
Yeah,
that's
so let
easy,
me do it
just-
again. So it's at the top of the page.
Yeah.
And I
create a
just
post.
hit
Yeah.
create a post.
Yeah.
And it says, mine has a drop down here because I administer a lot of LinkedIn pages. So like, that's why, but it'll show up just your name and
Yeah.
then you have choices, but I just say, choose anyone. Like if you're on
Yeah.
Twitter, go ahead and choose Twitter too. But you know, there's no reason to like limit that. And then go in and you can type in your thing. So say, you know, let me go over to the website for a second. This little bar is in my way. I wonder if I can move it. Oh, good. I can move that. All right. All right. So here is the stuff, you know, that's going on. So I'm just going to grab that URL. So you just highlight it and copy it. So I use a keystroke, but you can do, you know, file copy if it's more comfortable for you. And then, oh, come on, computer, catch up to me. Go back to LinkedIn. And I'm going to put it in there and it's going to populate the link into the post. And so you might want to say something like whatever you want to say, you know, make sure you attend our conference in March, or, you know, learn more about why you should hire a professional court reporter. Whatever it is, the message you want to say, you type it in there, right? So, all right. And it's going to automatically feed that in there. And then if you want to do hashtags, those aren't really what I've been using court reporter. Oops. I've been using legal.
Is that what you do?
Yep.
So you put your message, then you put the link,
Yep.
and then you use the hashtags?
Yeah. Yep. And, you know, and then you hit post and it'll go live into your stream.
And what's it hitting with all those hashtags?
Good
So
question.
the hashtags help, like, so say I am, hold on, let me just discard that. Let's say, okay, I want to see what's related to, I'm going to just do some research and I am going to do legal industry, right? So if I happen to search that, stuff is going to come up. It's going to give me, that wasn't a very robust search, but there we go. So it's going to give me everything that has the hashtag legal industry on it.
I
So
never knew that.
Is that
Never knew
exciting?
That's fast.
It's so cool. So that can help you like get content to put too, because like I'd be curious to see what comes up when you do court reporting. And then you click this again. And now everything that has court reporting as a hashtag is going to come up in, I don't know why that one doesn't have it. It's not showing it. It must be hidden somewhere. Or
That's awesome.
It could be in one of the comments too. Like if the hashtag's in the comment, it'll capture it here. But yeah, so it's kind of cool. Like you can see it's court reporting again. Like, so this is great. Like here, we've just found a hot job in San Francisco. So if that was like hot job in Boston or whatever, you could share that one. It just makes it easier to find relevant.
Yeah. Do you have to separate them by semicolons?
No, you don't
just
have
a
to.
space.
No.
You just put them in. Hashtag
Yep, just
that.
put one
hashtag
space.
that.
Yep, you put no spaces between the words. So notice how court reporting's all one,
Yeah.
legal text all one, no spaces between the words.
Ooh,
But yeah.
What should be some of these hashtags?
Yeah, so I've been using, I mean, you can only, sometimes depending on the number of characters in your post, it'll limit you as to how many you can use. Usually it ends up limiting to about 3. I usually do hashtag court reporting, hashtag legal industry, and hashtag lawyers. Because I'm hoping that people that are looking for lawyers, or if lawyers are looking up other lawyers, they're going to do a search on that and come up with our post too.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing you can do too. Like that'll help you find content to share with other people. And then if you find, like you can follow, the hashtag too, and you'll get those posts in your news stream as well.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's kind of a cool little thing to do as well.
Never knew the function of a hashtag besides.
Me
Oh,
either.
that's so cool. So yeah, it's relevancy. It helps. It's a search term. It helps. It helps people relate. Find related content to it. So yeah, definitely use them. And you can use them in Twitter too. I don't know if you guys use Twitter at all, but yeah,
That's a separate seminar.
yeah, that's a different day.
Totally.
Nobody
Okay.
really, none of the lawyers use Twitter, so don't bother.
So Deb, when I post something, when I share something, when I like something,
Yep.
what do my followers see?
Ah, great question.
Does it go right to their
Exactly. So anyone who's a first, see this little first here?
yes.
They will see, anybody who's a first degree in your network will see anything that you post, like, share, comment. Now, just remember, there is a ton of material that goes through this feed. So they may not see it the first time. It depends. Like if I'm only on here once a week,
Yeah.
I'm not going to see stuff, from last Tuesday, right? So that's why you should never be afraid to repost things. I mean, don't do it like right away, but even if you reposted something every other day or whatever, it increases the likeliness that your audience is going to see the posts that you make.
Yeah, I don't want to be a commercial,
No, and you don't want to be annoying. Like you don't want people
Yeah.
to be like, all she does is LinkedIn all day. Like, doesn't she work? Right? Right? Like you don't want to be doing that either. And I will warn all of you, LinkedIn can be a dramatic time suck. So I always
So
tell
is
people,
Facebook.
oh, Facebook's worse. Facebook's
Yes.
worse. But go in and like set a timer for yourself. Like say, okay, I'm going to commit to doing 15 minutes a day, 15 minutes twice a week or whatever is a very reasonable amount of time to use it. And just set yourself a timer because it totally will suck you in. And if you want to do a half an hour, do a half an hour. But like, otherwise, all of a sudden you look up and it's like 2 hours later and you're like, oh my God, what have I just done with my life? I can't get that time back.
But it's so fun.
It is fun.
It is wicked fun. I agree.
And I don't know if you guys have used it on your phones. So on your phone, like if you're on the train or waiting for someone or whatever, that's a great way to do like the liking and the commenting. I personally don't like to do original posts on my phone because I'm just afraid I'm going to have fat fingers and like make a stupid typo and look like an idiot. So, but I will scroll through it on my phone, like, and do the liking and the sharing and stuff like that. Cause it's just, you can't really mess that up on a phone.
No. So what do you do? Just download the app?
Yep. Go on the App Store. It's a free app. You just choose LinkedIn and then you just log in with your same credentials and you should be able to just use it as if you're on your computer.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a good, because you must have, everybody has downtime every now and then, 5-10 minutes, whatever. If you're looking for something fun to do.
All right. So we have homework to do. We all have homework to do. We all have to go to Mass Court Reporters page and then each other's page and start sharing at least once a day, once every other day.
Yep. And start building your networks with lawyers and other legal professionals.
I can do that.
I know you can. You're good at it. So that's really, I think that's a good starting point. Of course, if anybody has any other questions, I'm happy to answer them,
No, that was great. It's very simple. I feel I can do this.
Oh, you totally can. You guys are smart.
Well, the fact that we all really followed through and got Facebook pages up and running or rejuvenated from when we did it, 10 years ago.
Right.
And, now we'll start to use it. It'd be interesting to see if I'm seeing people that I haven't worked with in forever and they're pretty cool. So
it is so
Isn't
cool.
it
It's a great way to reconnect.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. I like it better than Facebook right now.
Well, because Facebook is more,
it's more personal, right?
This is work.
This is like credible.
Market.
Yeah, credible work. So I just want to let you know, like some of these other analytics just before we go. So Justin, this is just the last 30 days activity. 34 unique, so 34 different people have come to this LinkedIn page in the last 30 days, which is really good. That's up 21% from the 30 days before. You have 35 new followers in the last 30 days, 614 post impressions. Now that's a little amorphous to me. Like that means that, people either shared, liked, commented, whatever with their networks. And so it's about 614 people have seen it, right?
Okay.
It's human behavior. Like some people will actually register that they've seen something and some people won't. So I would take that number with a grain of salt. But you've had 7 people actually, hit like the follow button or the visit the website button or something like that in the last 30 days as well, which is good because people tend to not do that. And I don't know why I am because I'm an administrator. That's why I don't need to follow it. I do it. But yeah, so that's, but that's good because you get people to visit and you get people to follow. So that's really good.
All
And
right.
then,
So just one more question. Maybe as like a tip or a trick for people who, like I said, rejuvenate their LinkedIn pages or need a little boost. What would you most want to stress that we have on our personal pages? Like, should really populate our history, our certifications, our like what should we focus on?
So that's a really, really great question. So the most important things that you can focus on, like and I have a slide of it somewhere that I can send you. The most important pieces of your profile, a professional photo, right?
Yep.
That's a huge one. Your name, your full name. Don't hide your last name. I put my middle name, my maiden name in just because some people knew me by my maiden name. So I put both in just in case. Those are probably the most important part in this top section of your profile. The next thing is your about section. You want to make sure, don't be afraid to it should be written in the first person, right? So a lot of people, if they have bios, they'll copy and paste their bios in here, but don't do that because, you can use it as a starting point, but bios are supposed to be written by someone else about you, where LinkedIn is supposed to be you writing about you.
Right.
So it's okay to say here that, I love doing this part of my job, or I love whatever, or, even personal stuff I think I'm an energetic person. So I said I'm energetic, right? It's okay to talk about yourself.
It's hard to toot your own horn sometimes.
It totally is, which is why you guys, when you post stuff, if you share something from someone else, you can say, here's my awesome colleague. She rocks, right? It's easier to say that about someone else. Totally.
Oh, certainly.
The other thing that's important to do in the experience section, you don't have to have I have experience all the way back. You don't have to have that, but at least your most current experience and the one right before that, if it's within a 10-year window, have a little description in here.
Like your resume, the experience.
Exactly.
Resume. Okay.
But again, put it in first person. It doesn't have to be little snippet words that you string together with a semicolon, right? It's okay to say, I'm really good at this and this is why, right? Again, hard to do, but it's okay to do it. People expect it, right? So the experience section is super important to fill out. And other than that, your education is important, but whatever. It's not, you guys have so much experience now, it doesn't really matter where you went to school, or if you went to school even, it doesn't matter.
So this is what my page looks like. I have all these sections, in the blue section in the top of your page, it says add profiles. So I have all those. You want to make sure everybody has at least.
Exactly. If you have volunteer work, go ahead, fill it in. And all this just gives you personality. It helps people know who you are, right? Mm-hmm. Skills and endorsements, you can put them in, but it's not super important. But those are the big things. I have some other things in here too, but those items are the most important. And just make sure that you follow, you can follow organizations that are relevant, obviously the Mass Court Reporters, or maybe there's, a bar association you might want to follow, or, something like that. You can follow those as well. But
how do you do that? You show me how to follow the Mass Bar.
Yeah, sure. Let's look it up. So Massachusetts Bar Association. Okay. So I did a search in this little upper button, this upper little place here, and I just searched out Massachusetts Bar Association.
And then here's the follow.
Yep. All you do, I'm going to follow because I really should be following it. All you do is click follow, and that's it. And now anything that they post, this stuff here, is going to start showing up in your news stream.
Oh, I love it.
That's fantastic. So what are some other ideas? The Boston Bar Association?
Yeah, I would consider the bars, any of the women's bar, the Boston bar, the Worcester bar, depending on where you are, where you're located, your local bar associations.
That could really help us with marketing stuff too. If we wanted, if we saw they were coming up with an event that we thought we should be have a presence at or something.
Exactly,
Absolutely.
Marianne. Yes.
I think that's a great idea. And Jill and I had talked a while ago, and we sort of were staging our, how much, it's a lot of work, but if you can approach some of the bars to do some joint programming, right? Like put a panel together for the Bar Association about how to hire, court reporters, or how to make sure
Excellent.
your
Love
cases
it.
are being well cared for, that kind of stuff. Offer your services in that way to the bar associations, because I bet they'd take you up on it at some point. It depends on obviously their programming and their availability and all that kind of stuff, but put yourself on their radars.
Yep.
Definitely.
I
just-
agree. And I think we should do a little panel, how to hire a court reporter. Because I have some good stuff with the pop-up that we're doing this Saturday.
Yes.
The credentialing and all the things that are coming
Yep.
down the road to them. So definitely relevant, fun information. Should we, Deb, I'll make this brief. This is going to be like my only question. Should we be like contributing to them, like having I don't know.
Like sponsoring.
Yes, that's the word.
It never hurts, but it depends. You have limited budget and time, right? A lot of times when you sponsor something, like, it's money, but it's also like making sure people, like, say it's like one of these rubber chicken dinners, right? Like, you got to make sure that you have the people to go to the events, right? Because just sponsoring it, yes, it will build some visibility, but it probably, you want to get more out of it by, being there, like filling the table, filling the, having people attend an event. So if they do have a big event that you think is super relevant to you guys, then yeah, go ahead and sponsor it. But
Well, how does Kenny do it? I mean, he's everywhere.
he's
Give us a-
everywhere. They sponsor the women's bar. They sponsor programs at the Boston bar. And they're there. Deb Curran is always there. Like, they go to everything.
It's crazy how much they can do.
Isn't it amazing? They're like Energizer bunnies over there. I mean, granted, it's a little bigger organization, but still, like,
How many people will Kenny have go? Like Deb himself?
not many, like 2 or 3. Yeah. I mean, I usually see him at stuff like that, like Mass Lawyers Weekly, right? They have all these like excellence in the law programs, top women lawyer programs, like that kind of stuff.
I love that stuff.
Does
Yeah.
Excellence in the Law do a court reporter award?
What? Say that again?
So Mass Lawyers Weekly does a program every year called Excellence in the Law.
Yeah.
And people nominate people. Like, there's up and coming lawyer, there was marketer. Like, I was one of the marketers of the year, like 2 years ago or whatever it was. And like,
Congratulations.
so, well, thank you. So but you should approach them about maybe adding a court reporter of the year.
I love it.
Like, all they can say is no, right? Like,
Deb, you have your genius hat on tonight.
it's all the brainstorm, right?
That's a Lawyers Weekly, you said?
Yeah, that's Lawyers Weekly. And I'm trying to think so Scott Ziegler does like all the advertising. He's like the head of the advertising guys, but I know he's involved in the Excellence in the Law. I mean, it's an application process, right? But you guys as an organization could put forth an application for someone every year. It's pretty straightforward. Like, I did it. It's not that hard to put the application together. It's pretty competitive to, like, especially, because they do like paralegal of the year, they do business administrator of the year, they do marketer of the year, and then they do like 20 up and coming lawyers. So why not court reporter, right?
I'll start the petition.
Start it.
I love it. I like your enthusiasm, Catherine.
It's a great idea.
So yeah, I mean, Scott Ziegler does the advertising. Henriette Campaign is the editor. I don't know who's in charge of the events. I think it used to be Lindsay Rice, but I'm not sure she's there anymore. But if you go to their website, I bet you'll be able to find it.
And would you go to the event? Is it fun?
Yeah, so I went. I mean, the year that I won, we had a table. The Legal Marketing Association had a table, and like my husband came, and some of my friends came, and it's like rubber chicken dinner, but it's fun. Like, it was nice. They did a cocktail reception, and that's actually a good one because a lot of people in the legal industry go. Like, anybody who's named an upcoming lawyer, the law firm's there, right?
Yeah.
So they have their table. So it gives you an opportunity to like be face to face with people.
I like that one because it's not very stressful, you know?
No, it's not stressful at all. It's really a celebratory kind of event. But you
Okay.
guys, you should don't do too many things at once. Like I would start with something like that, like do one, right? Because it can add up, it's not cheap. But check into it. Check into
All right,
it.
you know what I've just found out? I've just been poking around my profile, and I
Yeah.
realize that when I pull up my, I go to my home button,
Yeah.
and right underneath my photo and my name and everything, it says who's viewed your profile, but really views of your post. So people who have viewed my post, I can then click in there and see all of the posts I've made and how many people have viewed it.
Oh,
So
on your
show me where you're going.
So
Talk to me about that.
so click on home on your LinkedIn,
Where's home? Okay, yeah.
Yep, right here.
and
Click
then
on
way
home.
over, just over on the left, it's
Yep. Oh yeah, right here.
who's viewed your profile and views of your post. Mine's a 6, and Deb's 100. I'm like all excited. I'm like, ooh, I've had 6 people look at my post.
Yeah, but this is new to you. Don't worry. Don't be jealous.
But you can click. I clicked on that, and it shows all the things that I've shared, all the posts that I've done, and how many people have viewed them.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. The
That's
analytics.
pretty cool.
in it.
Yeah, the analytics getting that back.
Yeah,
So
it's
that I'm not doing this for nothing, and everybody's ignoring me. I'm actually
exactly.
feedback.
Exactly.
Love it.
And so
I
the
love
other
it.
thing that's cool about that is you can see which posts perform better than others so that you can
Yeah.
post more stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
or
people
repost that one.
And people
Repost it.
love like I remember, I forget which law firm I was doing at the time, but like we posted a picture of like this book drive we did at Christmas, and that got more likes, comments, and shares than any legal topic we
Yeah.
could have ever done. So one thing I want you guys to do when you're at your conference in March is take
Yes.
lots of photos and then share them, on your post and be like, so great to, and you can do like a lead up, right? Looking forward to the conference. Don't miss it at the Viking, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
And then while you're there, you can post pictures like great opening reception. And you take a picture of the room. And so it shows all these people at the opening, right? It's so there's like stuff
Yep.
like that you can do. And those are fun because people like to see themselves in pictures.
I love
Too
it.
bad we didn't have a headline attorney on there, like
Oh,
for the
yeah.
Friday night opener.
Oh,
Who you
definitely.
got,
You should
Deb,
be
to do
publicizing.
that?
So do you have all the stuff, like the information on the conference, like that you can send to me so that I can create some posts for that?
Yeah.
We're having our board meeting next week where I think things are finalized. We don't have our brochure yet. We haven't opened registration,
Okay.
but we have our speakers. And
Deb, what are you looking for, kiddo?
So I'd love to know the speakers that I mean, especially mark the important ones because I don't know the industry that well. So, I mean, I know the legal industry, but not.
Don't worry, we have it written down.
So just let me know which ones are, the kind of the most important or the most exciting.
Yeah.
If you have an agenda, even a skeletal agenda that we can pull out
Yeah.
the names of the sessions,
Okay.
stuff like that. Or if there's like a cocktail reception one night, like a welcome reception or whatever, like that kind of stuff. And we can start posting some stuff to get people excited about it.
Okay,
Awesome.
great.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if we already did this, but is it appropriate to post pictures and stuff from the Veterans History Project if it's not specifically done by MCRA, but members participated in it?
So
Yeah.
those you would post as yourself, right? Like, so if you took the pictures, but it wasn't an MCRA like event, like you could post them yourselves and then I could share it through MCRA. Like, I don't know if I would want to post, like I wasn't, MCRA wasn't necessarily like
The sponsor.
in charge of it. You know what I mean? But you could post it and then I could like it or share it.
Yeah, Jackie Curran posted stuff about it. And it was just picked up by the National. It's in the National magazine.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Next
So
month.
that's another thing. That is the National magazine electronic or is it printed?
Yes.
It's both.
So that's another one you could do is like take the link from that magazine and put it into a post
Yeah.
and do that too.
Deb, you know what I'm gonna do? So you can poke around on something like that. I'll give you my membership number. You can just go in and look at that.
Can you email me the link to get into it and stuff? Like, just
Yeah.
send me the link so I know what I'm looking for, and that would
Of
be great.
course.
That would be
And
awesome.
that way we can add some content there. They do a email, like an email journal, and there's some really fun things in there.
Oh, great.
Political stuff, you
Yep.
know, not just so industry specific.
Right. You do want to be careful with the politics, though, because you don't know
Well,
where
they'll
people
just say
stand.
we're lobbying for this or something.
Oh, yeah, if it's related to your,
it's-
if it's
right,
related to your industry, yeah, that's
Yeah, we're not going to be like doing a poll who we're all voting for or something.
a good idea.
All right.
All right, so that's great. That's good.
That's a fantastic, fantastic start for everybody. And
That's so great. And don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or, whatever. I'm usually, pretty good about responding to emails. So don't hesitate.
all right.
And this has been so great. I'm sorry about the earlier computer problems. Clearly my laptop, like Zoom, much better.
Well, it says this was on your screen. It says this web page is using significant energy.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the heck you're doing over there.
All right, you guys, thank you so
All
much.
right, thank
Deb, you're
you.
the best. Take
Thanks,
No,
care.
no, you're the best. Thank you so much. And hope you guys feel better.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody feel
Oh,
better.
you-
All right. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
All right,
Bye, guys.
bye.
Bye.